right.
Live from historic Deposit, New York, it's the A2Z Program with your host, Eric Zant. Tonight, Eric welcomes former NBA All-Star Spud Webb, the U.S. Ambassador to South Africa, John Grokey, and one and a half of the famous duo, The Judge. I'm Tim Tabala, and here is your host, Eric Zant. Love it.
Thank
Love it.
you, everyone. Oh, that was so
Love it.
good. That was so Tim. You're the master at
Stream 85
at
plus.
whoa. We don't want that.
Oh.
You're the I can't think of a better man to second me in this universe of talk show isms and everything else. But I'm blabbered on, everybody. That's the A to Z program. It's Friday night. It's 8:30 ish, and you know where you are. You know where we are. We are right here at Pop Culture Pros. PopCulturePros.com. Find us on Twitter. Find us on Google. Find us on what else are we on, Tim? We're on all the Anchor. We're everywhere. All you got to do is go to your favorite platform that you listen to podcasts or watch videos or anything like that. You type in Pop Culture Pros. When you get to Pop Culture Pros, go down to the A to Z program, download us, listen to us, get into us. We are going to be everywhere. One day there will be a cardboard cutout given to you everywhere you go of me and Tim, and we are going to be with you at all times. But tonight we're going to revisit this week in pop culture. We had a special guest, but we're saving him for next week, and I'm not going to give too much away because this special guest is going to be joining our network. He's going to have a brand new show, and like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we're just adding shows, adding talent, adding all sorts of stuff to our network, and we're growing, we're expanding, we're doing wonderful, great things. And we just want you to be part of it. Like I said, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, get us everywhere, anytime, anything you do, find us there. We have Bambi joining us tonight. Hello, Bambi, and hello, Carolyn. Thank you, as always, for being on, Carolyn. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of you. Tim, we've had quite a week here in the world. One of the greats passed away, Gilbert Gottfried. Unexpectedly. It's horrible. Tim, what are your real quick? Give me some first memories. Hi, Frank Terzio's here. Give me some of your earliest memories of Gilbert Gottfried. I mean, he's been ingrained in us for so long, but you and I are both fans of Gilbert Gottfried, and we've always enjoyed his comedy. What are some fond memories of him from you?
Well, of course, his stand-up was always pretty funny. But yeah. I remember him from his little movie roles. The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. He was in that with Andrew Dice Clay. Excuse me. Lion King, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And Beverly Hills Cop 2. I think he had a phenomenal cameo in. Remember him in Beverly Hills Cop 2? He was hysterical in that 5-minute scene that he had. He had me cracking up through the whole thing. He picks the phone up, bitch, and he hangs the phone up. Fantastic.
Dude, it was so great. It was so great. And one of my fondest memories of him is, and I'm going to segue into wrestling here real quick, but the movie Problem Child, when that came out in 1990, that was such a big movie for all of us. Remember that when he was the director of the orphanage? He's like, clearly we have a problem. Dude, it was so fucking great.
That might be the first time I've seen him. What year was that?
That was 90, I think.
Let me fact check that real quick.
Yeah, let's fact check. I'm going to say 1990 because I say that because I said we're going to have a wrestling segue, because a little known fact is that Kerry Von Erich has a role in Problem Child in the prison scene with Michael Richards. Kerry Von Erich is one of the inmates, and he has a speaking role, and it's really, really cool little cameo to see. So
Problem Child is 90.
90, yeah, I thought it was.
Ford Fairlane.
I thought it was
90. It was also 90.
Yeah, Ford Fairlane was also in 1990, dude. It's 1990, dude, really was a huge year, especially if you were a teenager like us. And all this cool. I mean, wrestling was great, comedy was great, Saturday Night Live was great. Movies were great. Television was great. I mean, dude, to live from 88 to 96, or even like 85 to 95, for us, it was just a phenomenal being a teenager and getting into your early 20s was just a phenomenal decade. It was so great. But yeah, Gilbert Gottfried passed away. That's terrible. He was one of our favorites.
He was on SNL. He was actually pretty funny on that. I remember him earlier than 1990, though. I remember him doing the stand-up comedy.
I do.
He was so loud and so obnoxious, but it was so great.
Booty time. Ed says it's booty time.
Booty time. Ford Fairlane, baby. Booty time.
That's
booty
right.
Time.
That's right.
Ed O'Neill was booty time.
Oh, dude, Ed O'Neill, another great one. Al Bundy. But yeah, unfortunately, Gilbert passed away. R.I.P. All our condolences to Gilbert and his family. We really, Gilbert was a go-to for insult and just over the top comedy. He was so funny. He wasn't afraid to push the boundaries. He wasn't afraid to call you out. He was very opinionated, but of course, he was a comedian. So you know what I mean? He was doing it all for comedic value, and I really appreciated that. He was
and the best part is, I already heard a couple comedians. I heard Jim Norton say how he was actually making fun of Gilbert dying, but he said that's what Gilbert wants because Gilbert was such a sick fucking mind.
Oh, he did.
That if you're not making fun of him being dead, then you're just wrong. So yeah. I think that's hysterical.
I think it's great.
He would tell people that, if I died, I died of AIDS or I died of this, died of that. And he would think it's hysterical. One of the funniest jokes ever. So, you know what? I like people like that.
I do too.
Don't take so goddamn serious.
Everything, yeah. And other serious, not so serious news, Tim. What did you think about Elon Musk and this whole Twitter thing? I mean, I'm just, these billionaires with all this goddamn money. And, it's like, I have like $100 billion and I feel like buying Twitter today. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, is he, I mean, I know he's smart. He's a very, very intelligent man. He built Tesla from the ground up. But like, dude, like, you wake up one day and you're like, I just think I feel like buying Twitter today. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. It's like,
I mean, it's no different than Putin invading Ukraine. Why?
No, it's not.
Who cares?
Yeah, why? Who cares?
It's like, whatever. You get up one day, you feel like doing something stupid, go ahead, go do it. I don't care.
Yeah, Will Smith.
These guys can throw his money around.
Yep. Will Smith, same thing. Nobody gives a fuck.
I don't care anymore.
You fucking ruined. But one thing I did find interesting, Tim, in this week's news was Britney Spears now announcing not only is she pregnant, but she was posting the belly pics. I mean, obviously she's still got a flat belly, but I find that and she's 40, so I found that very interesting that Britney released of that conservatorship, which fucking was terrible. I mean, to put anybody into that's terrible. I mean, I think her mental health was worse when she was in that than now that she's out of it. But look at her. She's finding happiness. She's got a nice man. She's going to have another baby. I mean, it's just kind of cool that Britney's getting back into the headlines and she's on her own again and she's doing well. So good for you, Britney. We're behind you on that.
I'm Team Britney.
I'm Team Britney all the way. Also, Tim, I had another little quip to go along with this week's pop culture, but I can't think of it right now. But let me say real quick too. You got something?
R.I.P. to Seinfeld's mom.
Seinfeld's mom passed away. That's right.
So we lost Jerry Seinfeld's TV mother.
TV mom.
George Costanza's TV mother. In like 2 months, we lost both of them.
All of this, I think it was the same month. I think she only passed away like 2-3 weeks ago.
So we lost both of them, and that sucks. So
lost both of them. That's terrible. That is terrible. But Tim, a lot happened. I since we're a pop culture website, I like to keep up with things that happen in the past, present, and future. And there's some interesting things that happened this week in pop culture history. Did you know, Tim? Did you know that the Great Mississippi Flood of 1927 began this week? Were you aware of that?
I had no idea.
No, I didn't either. It really slipped my mind. But you know what is interesting is in 1924.
I graduated from the deposit. Remember?
That's true. That's right. Rand McNally actually in 1924 on this day he published the first, or they published their first road atlas in 1924. It's been around that long. 98 years. 98. Well, back then there probably weren't that many. You know, you look through. Yeah, it's like, oh, Route 1 goes to Route 5 to whatever, because there were no interstates back then. Tim, this is pretty important. In 1947, this week, in fact, this very day, Jackie Robinson was the first African American player to play in the major leagues when he debuted at Ebbets Field in Brooklyn for the Brooklyn Dodgers. That happened today. In 1947.
And every player today is wearing number 42 in honor of that.
In honor of that. And I think that's a great achievement. And let's be honest, Jackie Robinson was absolutely one of the greatest players of all time. I mean, he really was. Played in the phenomenal. Was he in the dead ball era? Or was that after the dead ball?
What's the dead ball era?
I think that's Ed. Ed, if you're still watching, could you explain? I understand what dead ball is, but I think it's before it's pitching style. I don't know. But they refer to that as the dead ball era, like Babe Ruth and all them, and after like a certain point, like Cy Young or something, maybe like when they really started. I don't know. I don't know. That would make sense if they're all dead. That would make a lot of sense, actually. But McDonald's in 1955, they opened up their first franchise restaurant, Ray Crocker. It was in Des Plaines, Illinois. That's interesting. That was 1953, 55.
Mr. Lazar throwing up today. He got his own fact. The Titanic sunk today.
Tim, it's funny you say that because I was just going to say in 1912, the Titanic struck an iceberg off the coast of Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. It wasn't that far away, you know. Everybody thinks it was in the middle of the Atlantic, but it was really, you know, just maybe 30, 40 miles off the coast of that. It wasn't far, dude. They almost made it. What do you think?
How much that tragedy is still, you know, how come no one talks about the Hindenburg as much as they talk about Titanic? Because of that goddamn movie?
Yeah, and I think the Hindenburg didn't. I don't think the Hindenburg. It was catastrophic fatalities, but I think the Titanic, because it was so long ago and because it was deemed unsinkable and everybody on it was rich and you know.
By the way, Eric, the Hindenburg started my obsession with having to see the footage of something.
Really?
Like if there's footage of something disastrous happening, I have to see it. I have to.
You have to.
That make me sick. You got
to keep up on that.
Maybe, but the first time I saw the Hindenburg crash, I was like, "This is fucking great." I don't mean great. I mean this is the fact that we captured all this shit on, especially back then. There's one guy with a camera in the whole state, and he just happened to catch the Hindenburg blow up that day. I mean, that's ridiculous.
And just like the JFK assassination too, it's like, you know, that Abraham Zapruder just happened to be standing there with his little 8mm thing filmed it at the right time at the right spot. He was in the perfect
spot.
Grassy knoll, dude. He was right off the grassy knoll.
He was perfect spot for that.
He got the whole thing, and like that was like some of the introduction to graphic TV. I mean, dude, you saw his brains being blown out of his head. I mean, that's pretty fucked up.
We should get into assassination conspiracies one day.
That would, you know, I've thought about that, doing a show on that, because I mean there's just like, dude, that's a rabbit hole that we could spend hours on. I think it would be a lot of fun. I do think it would be a lot of fun.
But everybody watching too would have a different opinion, which makes it interesting.
And that would make it even better, because then we could get arguing about all the different things, and it would be so much fun. Hey, did you know in 1817 the Erie Canal was authorized? It was the first link between Buffalo, Lake Erie, and the Hudson River at Albany, New York. That was in 1817. That's how long that thing has been around.
Terzio's throwing it up for us.
What's Terzio throwing up?
The dead ball era period was an early 20th century characterized by low scoring, and emphasis was on pitching and defense. So in other words, it was more boring.
No shit.
Because I like home runs and hits.
I do too. I'm more of a action kind of guy. Anyway, there's a couple other things that happened of fun significance in pop culture history this week. Nancy Sinatra's debut album. It's when she did a album with her father, Nancy and Frank, called Something Stupid. I actually misread this fact. I thought it was when This Boots Were Made for Walking came out, but it wasn't. Somebody had it wrong. But it was when Nancy and Frank did their their thing together there. Other things that happened this week in pop culture. Montel Jordan in 1995, he had a hit with "This Is How We Do It." I mean, everybody knows that one, right? This is how we do it.
If I could probably erase one song from the 90s, it'd probably be that one.
You think so? Does that one set you off a little bit?
It sets me off. I don't know what it is about that song. I can't stand that song.
You're not into it?
No.
Not into it at all. Or are you into you're into Disneyland, right?
Of course.
Well, in 1983, Tokyo Disneyland opened to the public. That's kind of cool.
I wonder if they still have what their attendance is. Remember when Disney Paris opened up? Like nobody went.
Nobody went. Is it closed now?
I think it is.
Wow. For all you hipsters out there, in 1993, Benny and June and Boiling Point were released in theaters. Benny and June, of course, is Johnny Depp and who was
Johnny
that?
Depp being wacky.
Being wacky, not like we've ever seen that before. Yeah, and there was not a whole. I mean, there's quite a lot, but not anything that was real great this week. The Edison General Electric Company, which became General Electric, was formed in 1892. So after he discovered the light bulb and direct current, he founded his own company, the son of a bitch. And insulin became available in 1923, by the way, for people with the diabetes. So that's good. That's prolonged some people's lives. But that's just some quips of pop culture this week. Some things that were nice, some things that weren't. So there's
we got people throwing facts at us. Addicted to Love by Robert Paul. Was that released on A2Z this week?
I'm guessing it might have been.
And Jeremiah's throwing out that Emma Watson's birthday, Hermione Granger's birthday.
Oh, Hermione. How old is she? Like 21,
22,
23?
23, 25, 28. I don't know. She's a youngin'.
She's not that. I'm going to guess she's close to. You know what? I'm going to guess she's like 28. That's what I'm going to guess. If somebody knows that, fact it up. Throw it.
I will check it for you.
Check it for me, Tim. Let's get a fact check here.
I will get a fact check. That's why I'm here, Eric.
That's exactly. Here. That's well. But it's your prowess on the mic too is why you're really here. I need to have the greatest. I need to have the greatest Ed McMahon of all time.
You know what? Speaking, you talking about 1990 before? She was born in 1990. So there you go.
She's 32. No shit. So she's wow.
A lot older than we thought.
Yeah, I didn't know she was that. Well, I guess we'd have to think that because didn't Harry Potter come out in 2001? The movie.
Yep.
Yeah. So they were just a little 11-year-old.
They just celebrated 20 years. Yeah, 20-year anniversary.
Dinklings. Yeah, they were just little. 11-year-old dinklings. But I'm gonna try. Since Gilbert Gottfried passed away, and he's so funny. I want to get a couple clips up of Gilbert so we can relish in them. I really want to find.
If you get that Beverly Hills Cop one, let me know because that's hysterical.
We're gonna get to that. We're definitely gonna get into that.
If I had something in this hand to make you forget about this, what would you think? If I had something in this hand, I love that scene. That's probably my most favorite thing he's ever done. I mean, he had Eddie Murphy playing the straight man. That's how good that scene was. Eddie Murphy played the straight guy in that scene.
And Eddie Murphy did good in that scene because he. So Tim, I've got Gilbert here in Problem Child. Oh, this is Problem Child 2.
Oh, boss, here comes the red flag. So be ready.
But I'm gonna take it down because that's not the one I wanted. I wanted the Problem Child 1. This looks pretty good.
Jared, I haven't seen Us Freeze yet, so maybe it's just you. I'm not sure.
No, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Well, Tim, while I'm looking for that, why don't we just what we'll do is we will satiate your want for Beverly Hills Cop 2 because I just found a kick-ass clip of. Now, disclaimer, these clips are used for entertainment purposes only. We are not promoting directly assessing or anything to do with making or earning any kind of monetary gain with anything we show there for entertainment and educational purposes only. We here at Pop Culture Pro, specifically the A2Z program, does not or will not violate any copyright laws. So I am using this under the Fair Play Act of 2004 via the Swiss Army girl poster scandal that rocked Romania in the 30s. So,
shit.
With that being said, Tim,
I know it was that serious.
It really was. It was a big freaking deal. So here we go. Here is Gilbert Gottfried in Beverly Hills Cop 2. Enjoy. Oh, it's even got the Axel Foley theme.
This is brilliant. Sidney Bernstein, brilliant.
Oh, come right in. Don't let the fact that my door's closed dissuade you in any way from entering my office.
Sir, we're at the Beverly Hills Police Department. Are you Mr. Sidney Bernstein?
Yes, lucky guess.
Well, sir, you have 25 unpaid parking tickets. We have a warrant for your arrest.
25? What 25?
You have 25 unpaid parking tickets, sir?
I pay my tickets. I pay all my tickets.
Sir, do you own a black Mercedes-Benz license plate number CRL 507?
507? That's my wife's car. That's not my car. That's my
25 unpaid
the
parking
best.
tickets.
It's under my name, but it's my wife's car. No. Bitch!
That means you're liable. Can you cuff Mr. Bernstein?
Hey, there are people out there with chainsaws. You're cuffing me.
Well, sir, you have 25 unpaid parking tickets, and it's your car, so we have to take you in.
Wait a second. I've got an idea. Is there something that I have in this office that I could hand to you and that would make you kind of forget that you're holding those
Taggart's already like, oh my god, he's bribing a cop.
Yeah, he's fucking freaking out.
Something in that hand, and this hand you'd forget about. This hand you'd be concentrating on. That hand you go, what did I have there? I don't even remember.
Oh, you mean like if I had $200 in his hand?
Ouch! Let go of my arm. $200. Ouch!
Oh, they're like, fuck. Oh no, the glasses.
Here's one. Here's two.
Now they're gonna.
Real crisp.
Well, now that you think about it, Mr. Bernstein.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use your computer because I have to wipe all evidence of this transaction out. You know.
No problem. No problem at all.
Thank you, Sidney, so much.
Oh, certainly.
Thank you
Certainly. Yes.
Also, Sidney, one other thing.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
I'm quite sure, man, your position understands that my contact down at headquarters would want his name to be known.
Don't I know it?
Right.
Don't I know
could you excuse me for a second while I?
Oh, you're gonna just it's secret. It's like a James Bond thing.
Exactly.
Sure. Yes.
Thank you.
No problem. Hey, no problem at all. Anything you want to use.
I don't want to hear it, Billy.
I don't want to hear it, Billy. Oh
That's
God,
so
dude, that's so great. That's one of the greatest. That's one of the greatest scenes.
That one little 5-minute scene, like I said, is probably my favorite Gilbert Gottfried moment.
That might be one of the best scenes in that whole movie. Be honest with you, like it was just so good. I wonder why I can't find the original Problem Child. Well, here you go. Here's a good one.
Just don't
no, that's not it.
The Aristocrats is like 5 hours long.
Yeah, well, this one's only.
Do you know that joke, by the way?
What joke?
The Aristocrats.
No.
It's a famous joke. It's considered the most filthiest joke in the world ever told. And he told it very well, Gilbert Gottfried. But I never got it. I never understood like what the hell was going on. It's like
I never heard it.
It's 10 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real pain in the ass. I never got it. I don't know.
I'll have to look that up. I've never heard it. But Tim, I did find Problem Child, a clip from that, and this is great because it involves nuns. So here's Gilbert Gottfried in my favorite Gilbert Gottfried movie, Problem Child. So let's check this out.
I'm sorry, sisters. Please don't make me lift those heavy stones. And please don't make me scrub those dirty toilets. I just want to be a good boy. I promise.
You see that? He said he's sorry.
Please, give me another chance. I just want to learn my lessons and do my studies so I can be smart and become a priest.
There! You see that? A priest! A priest, it's like a nun with a jacket. It's a boy nun. He wants to be a boy nun. Let me tell you something. It takes a big man to admit his mistakes, and there is a big man. It is in the opinion of myself and my agency, of which I represent, that Junior will not be removed from this orphanage.
Removed? What do you mean removed?
Oh, don't worry about it, Junior. You see, the nuns just made a suggestion you might be happier outside of the orphanage. What's so funny?
You are, you stupid dick.
You see, he's wicked.
You're not saying you'd rather not be in the orphanage, are you?
Doy. Think much, Peabody? I want out.
You see, Mr. Peabody, the child is incorrigible.
I'm what? Why you speak English, lady?
Look, maybe what the child is trying to say is that...
Maybe if I shrug my shoulders and move around my hands like this, maybe people will think I know what I'm talking about.
Look, it's obvious that the kid's unbalanced. I mean, I knew that from the start. I was playing devil's advocate. Devil, you know. Anyway, on behalf of myself and the agency, this child is going to be removed from this orphanage as soon as possible.
Well,
oh, dude, come on. That's so great.
I haven't seen that movie in a real long time.
Dude, that's worth a rewatch because, like, even it's John Ritter.
Look at him now.
No, that's him.
That's him.
He's even creepier now. Holy shit. That fucking freaked me out.
That was a great, John Ritter. That's a great movie.
That was a great movie. Hey, why don't I put up our banner for today?
Do it.
Since I since I neglected to do it. There's the comments. So Tim, we talk wrestling a lot. We do wrestling a lot, and we have the Just Too Sweet show, which, by the way, airs on Pop Culture Pros, hosted by yours truly and Mr. Tabala, standing right over here, actually sitting. But Tim, we're gonna hit some milestones this year with well, actually, last week was the anniversary, the 8th anniversary of the Warrior passing. Did you know that? Yep. How tragic was that? That was pretty. Like, the Warrior made amends. It's almost like he just like softened and was like, I've kind of, I'm opinionated and I'm overbearing, but that's who I am. But listen, I want to make things right. And he made things right with Vince, made Jake the Snake cry, all this other stuff. And then, dude, the day after he does that promo on Raw, he passes away. That was sad, man.
Dude, it was like when I heard, I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it. Because don't forget, he gave the creepiest promo. I mean, dude, that was a creepy promo. He pretty much said he was going to die.
Dude, and
he was dead. Less than 24 hours later, the guy was dead.
Do you think that people, when they're faced, when their mortality comes to an end, hits them, do you think they foresee that?
I think some people definitely do.
No shit.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it, but I've known two people actually, who kind of predicted their demise.
Like they kind of got all cryptic and weird.
They threw little hints and little things. I'm not saying everyone knows, but I'm saying I think certain people do know when their time is going to come.
I think you're right. I really think you're right. And yes, William James Laris, he did do Mr. Mixus Pitlick, and he did phenomenal in that. Superman.
Eric, by the way, that's Keith's brother.
Yeah. Yep. We're friends on Facebook, me and him.
Okay. Which side represent?
Yep. Hey, Woodside Queens. We Superman cartoon from the 90s, the WB one is one of my favorites. And when I found out that he voiced, like when I first saw Mr. Mixus Pitlick on there and it was Gilbert, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so great. This is going to be so great. Do you ever see any of them?
Yes. It was a great show. Great show.
Mixus Pixelated. And there was another one where he was banished to the Bizarro, or the planet that he put Bizarro on. And he had to stay there with Bizarro, and like Bizarro like abused him and all that shit. It was so great. Little Big Head Man. That's what it was called. Little Big Head Man. I remember what it was called. Howdy, William James Laris. What do I call you? Like, instead
Bill.
of using your Bill?
Captain Bill, yeah. Call him Bill.
Captain Bill. I'm in, Captain Bill. Yeah. So we were going to be graced by the boss tonight. The boss had some prior engagements that he had to take care of, but the boss will be joining us soon, and he may even join us next week, Tim, when we introduce the new talent that's coming on. like we did with Ashley. And speaking of Ashley, I've been catching some of her shows, dude. She's pretty entertaining, man. She's pretty funny.
They're pretty. I also follow her on TikTok and stuff. So,
she do TikToks?
If you like Disney, go on Skyline Reviews on TikTok and follow her on there. She does some pretty funny TikToks. She just did like top 3 Disney characters I want to drink a White Claw with, or
no shit.
Yeah, it's pretty funny actually. So yeah, I'd look for her too. If you like Disney, definitely follow them.
I mean, dude, she's all about Disney, man. I mean, she is a what would Gorilla Monsoon call her? She's like she's all into. She knows everything about Disney. Like she knows everything about Disney, and I think it's cute. I didn't know the Skyliner had a significance. Like I knew what they were, but I didn't know that's what they were called. Those little things that float through the. Have you been on them?
No, those are relatively new since last time I went. It's a new way to get around. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to get on those yet. I mean, they had the old school tram ones, but I never been on those. These are like it's supposed to be new and they're all over the place, and they get you from one park to another pretty fast. So,
when's the last time you were at Disney? The one in Florida.
2017.
No shit. So you've been recently.
I believe 2017.
Wow. I haven't been out.
We went in 2015 and 2017. So 2017 was the last time I went.
Jesus H. Christ. Was that an expensive trip? I mean, expensive, but worth it. Like
for 4 people, no, we did pretty good.
Oh, okay, cool.
We did all right.
Yeah, I definitely do. I know somebody that recently just spent like fucking 10 grand because they're fucking obsessed with it. But whatever. Do what you got to do.
Well, 10 grand means just staying at a good hotel, a real expensive hotel, and you probably skip the line shit.
Yeah, you're like the mucky muck of Disney World, but
Frank, Twilight Zone's not in Universal. It's in MGM. It's at Hollywood Studios in Disney. It's not in Universal. But I think they are shutting it down anyway to turn it into Guardians of the Galaxy. No, Guardians of the Galaxy is a roller coaster.
Yeah, Lauren just mixed me a drink. It's we've been drinking water and adding the flavor to it. And so I got Grape Crush, and I'm going to try it. So Eric's going to try live Grape Crush drink mix. You add to water. Let's see how it is. Surprisingly refreshing. Wow. I don't mind that at all. Tim, I haven't been to Disney World since 1983. When I was there.
You wouldn't even recognize it.
Dude, when I was there, I literally witnessed Epcot being built. Like, it was half a shell and all construction around it. There was nothing beyond it, nothing around it. Like, dude, it was Disney World wasn't even half as big then as it is now. Like,
no, now you got a bunch of park. You got back then it was only Magic Kingdom and Epcot. Now it's Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, the water parks. It's great.
I get overstimulated, dude. Like if I went there, I probably would freak out. Like I'd get way overstimulated. I'd need like one of those woke hipster safe rooms for a
hopefully
while.
Before this year is through, I will set foot in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge before this year is out.
You're planning on doing that?
Listen, I got free tickets from my job.
I
got 2 days for free for me and Jax, which I have 4 free tickets. Nice. I want to go down for like 3 days just to do Star Wars, nothing else.
Hey,
so that's all I want to do.
Dude, that would be a fun time. That'd be a really fun time.
It is.
That'd be a really fun time.
If you were going to go down though, like we were going to go down thinking about going, Universal is probably the way to go.
Okay.
And then because they're a lot cheaper.
Because it's not
cheaper.
It's not far from Disney.
No, not at all. 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
No, that's not bad.
No, not bad at all.
I like Disney, man. I like Lauren and I have been like kind of like watching old movies here and there. Like my favorite, I've probably beaten it to death with people, is Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Nobody knows what it is but me, obviously, showing my age. But I love because it takes snippets of the story. Because I used to like to read a lot. I haven't read in years, but I used to read books voraciously. And Wind in the Willows and Legend of Sleepy Hollow are 2 of my favorite books. In fact, I still have them floating around here. I have Washington Irving's Complete Works, by the way, and I really, really enjoyed that. The Sketchbook of Jeffrey Crayon. But they're really cool. And they integrate those two stories together, like get to the nub of both of them really well. And have you seen it?
Yes.
You have. Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did. I watched
Cool.
it since the last time you talked about it.
Oh, you did. You checked it out. Okay.
Because I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, that's a cool old timey cartoon, man. It's really, really fun. I really, really liked it.
Do
you know what?
You watching this old stuff? Because now every time you watch an old Disney movie, you got to wait for that not so subtle racism to pop up. And it always makes me laugh.
Oh, it always is. And Disney was chock full of like those bad stereotypes. They really were. Well, so was Looney Tunes and whatever Warner Brothers. They did a lot too. Like the Japanese, making fun of them. But of course, you got to remember this is a time and a place. This is when mortally they were our enemies. And what do you do with your mortal enemies? You make fun of them. You make light of everything, and you caricature them and characterize them in a comedic light. So I imagine back then, the Japanese Americans that lived here, you might as well they're not Japanese Americans, they're Americans. If they're born here, raised here, they're American people. But of Japanese descent, I can see where that would have been offensive. But when a small form of art offends people, you can't silence it. You know what I mean? Like obviously it was done in a different sort of taste, and it probably shouldn't have been presented that way. And I'm not saying it's right at all. And I'm not saying there's no good thing. I don't want to trend like we did last time with Hitler on Twitter. Like, you know what I mean? But no, it was wrong. But like we're saying, we did see subtle hints of racism and all the things. Like there were very.
I said not so subtle.
Or no, I'm sorry, you were right.
Problem.
No, it is not so subtle. It is not so subtle. And
just go on YouTube and put old racist Disney, and you'll see you'll be like, wow, how did they get away with that?
Or even banned cartoons. I mean, you'll come up with a fuck pile of them. And dude, you got to be honest. Like the way they characterize black people, that wasn't cool, man. That
anybody though, it was horrible.
It was terrible. It was terrible. Jewish people, black people, Asian people, even like Indian people, or even Native Americans for that matter. But it's funny how Native American picking on them takes a backseat to everybody else. I mean, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to take away from one element of ethnicity is greater or less than another, but it's like, why does, it's like, oh, okay, it's just, it raises a red flag with Hispanic people or black people or Asian people, but, the natives kind of get pushed to the side. And I think that's fucking bullshit, man. We took their goddamn land, forced them on reservations and treated them like shit, but, it's okay. Well, you're kind of making fun of them, but you're not. And it's like, we'll just allow it.
Let me quote Chris Rock.
Quote Chris Rock.
Because Chris Rock said, no one's seen worse racism than the Native American. And he said, I'll prove it to you. When was the last time you've seen a Native American or two of them together at any time whatsoever? Never.
You never do.
No. So he said, I think he nailed it on the head with that.
Yeah, dude, it's bullshit. And like I said, I'm not trying to say that, black people were not treated unfair. They were. Asian people face discrimination. Yes, they have. Indian, the country India, Indian people have faced it too. But I'm just trying to bring light to it's fucked up that, they get treated like shit. They get fucking thrown governmental bullshit, get their land fucking conned away from them. And, it's just bullshit. I mean, it should be, if you're gonna focus and highlight racism and bigotry, I mean, dude, put it all there. And it's natives, dude, like the indigenous people have faced it ever since us fucking white assholes showed up on this land. I mean, Jesus Christ, how fucking bad do white people suck?
Old white people.
I mean, old white people, not all white people. Not all white people suck. Don't get mad at me. Don't say hashtag Eric hates white people on Twitter, because I don't. I'm fucking whiter than snow with blue eyes and blonde hair. Don't say anything, Lauren. But no, dude, I'm just saying, dude, it's in poor taste to not recognize that the natives were treated very, very, very badly. And that's all I have to say about that. I don't want to get on a whole Trail of Tears thing. This is supposed to be a comedic show. And getting back to the comedy, Tim, who would win in a fight?
I love that transition.
Ichabod Crane. Ichabod Crane or Ward Cleaver.
Ichabod Crane.
Yeah, the guy from Sleepy Hollow.
Ward's a pussy.
He is a pussy. He spends way too much time on. He has that Brill cream in his hair, and he's got that button-up bowling shirt, and he's like 60 years old, but he's got kids that are only like 10. That's kind of fucked up.
Frank's saying that it's racist because we call Italian the gangsters.
Well, you guys called yourself gangsters, so that I can't help you with that, buddy. The Italians.
Frank, I mean, who started the modern day mafia?
Yeah,
I think his name was Lucky Luciano.
Lucky Luciano. He organized and formed what we now know as the modern La Cosa Nostra. It was because of him that it's all structured into families and turf and the
gabagool
and the payoff and the fucking the gumar and all that shit. No, but I know some Italians are gonna shout out racism, and I'm not saying it wasn't, but Tim,
Frank, let me just tell you something right now, Frank. I'm being honest. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I know more about the mafia than you do, only because I have an obsession with it.
I do too.
I've read every book known to man, so I do know about the Black Hand.
I know about the Black Hand. I know the Sicilian mafia,
and I've also done. Actually, I'm going to take Eric next time he comes down. I want to take him on a Mob's Greatest Hits around New York.
Because I love the mob.
John Gotti's buried. John Gotti's buried 15 minutes from here.
Yeah, actually, it was close to your old place, right? Closer, wasn't it?
Close here. It's closer to
here. Oh, it's closer to here now. Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Houdini was the one over in the other one.
Yeah, Houdini and Jackie Robinson are right with the old house. Speaking of Jackie Robinson, by the way.
Speaking of Jackie Robinson, but no, Frank. I am just like them. I've seen every documentary. I've watched every interview. I've read a million books. I have talked to old mobsters. Like, dude, I know about the mafia. Like Tim, I know the mob. Listen, Frank, I bet you don't know what Italian. I'm gonna use this loosely. Italian Americans call native Italians that live over there that are involved in organized crime. What does an Italian American gangster call a Sicilian or real Italian gangster? What do they call them? Tim?
Zips.
That's right. Because you know what they used to do? The La Cosa Nostra over in America never used car bombs much. They didn't like it because too many innocents would be killed. The mob usually targets specific people. They don't blow up or kill a bunch of people at once, but the Zips do. So what they used to do, matter of fact, in Gotti's crew, they did not Gotti's crew. It was Dominic Montiglio, his uncle Nino Gaggi. They were what they were going to do. Was it Nino Gaggi? No, it wasn't Nino Gaggi. It was another guy. And I'll think of his name in a minute. But what they were going to do is they set up a car bomb. And then what they were going to do is they did that because they could blame it on the Zips, because the Zips use car bombs. And if they got in trouble for it, they said, well, it wasn't us. We don't use that. You know that the Italians, the FBI, the full-blooded Italians, they're the ones that use the car bombs. So, Terzio, you didn't know that. You're a Mets fan. How do you know that? You don't know that. You know
Terzio, about. Do you know about gabagool?
You know gabagool? You have a gumar? Huh?
You know about Shwuyadel?
Shwuyadel. How about are you a Stugatz, Terzio, or what? Look at. I'm not even Italian, and I know more about that over here. I even do this sometimes. I love that. Yeah, I don't know, Tim. How about you know what? Let's go to a more modern. Let's go to a more modern matchup. Okay, this has been talked about in geek circles and in nerd rooms and in basements filled with cheese puffs and Mountain Dew. I want your honest opinion.
Wait. If you're bringing up the two biggest superheroes of all time, you're gonna have to wait for this debate. Okay, because that's a debate where we got to bring at least three other people that I know onto the show about.
I'm bringing up something that you know a lot about, that you are passionate about, and that you are an expert about, and another one that you are also a fan of.
Star Wars.
Who would fare the best in this fight? Mando versus Batman. I want your honest opinion on what you think, and break it down for me and tell me why or why not you think who or who not would win.
All right, listen. I take a lot of shit for this. And I don't know if Ed is watching or who's watching. I know Billy's a big Batman fan too.
Captain Bill?
Yeah, my problem with Batman is he's just a dude in a suit.
Mm-hmm. He really is. He's a millionaire that has a high-tech suit.
Now, Mando is also just a dude in a suit, but he's in a way better. I'm going to say Mando only because he's Mando.
Mm-hmm.
So we get these arguments all the time, but who would win, Batman and Superman? That's what I thought you were going to bring up. I was like, you can't have that argument with me.
That's not even cool anymore.
Because without like I said, with 2 weeks' notice, Batman can beat anybody. Okay, fine, but you can say that about anybody.
You can say that about anybody.
You can say about anybody or anything. That's what I'm saying. Because we had the famous argument we had was, I said, if Superman decided one day to get up and fly over to Wayne Manor and pick up a Volkswagen and just chuck it at Bruce Wayne, he's dead.
He is.
And everyone's like, no, Batman would have this. But no, dude, that's not what I'm saying. Oh, but with 2 weeks' notice. Yeah, with 2 weeks' notice, anybody could lose. Anybody could win.
Anybody.
But I mean, straight up, like out of nowhere, I'm going to go with Din Djarin, the Mandalorian. Nothing against Batman. I'm just saying.
No, but you almost got to look at it this way, Tim. Batman has the belt. Mando has the suit with different attachments all over him. Okay, they both got grappling hooks. They both have. I mean, Mando uses firearms. Batman doesn't. But Mando's got shit he can throw. Batman throws bombs. Mando throws bombs. And they're both physically at the peak of everything. They're tougher than shit. They both know. They're both expert hand to hand. I mean, dude, this is a really good matchup. Like, I mean, for dorks, like I said, in their grandma's basement eating crusty old pizza with cheese doodles and chocolate sauce. I mean, this is a real serious debate. I honestly think, I'm going to be honest with you, Tim, if it came down to me having to choose Batman or Mando, it would all depend on where they are, I think. Like, and maybe not, but like if they were in a more Mando-esque atmosphere or setting, I think Mando would have the upper hand. If they were in Gotham, I think Batman might have the upper hand. But then again, Mando can adapt, so can Batman. I think it would be a great fight, and I think it could go either way. I really do.
It's too hard to judge.
It really is.
A lot of these.
It really is. And it's unfair almost to make somebody want to think that.
Darth Vader versus Superman. Superman is susceptible to magic. The Force is technically magic, so I'm going to go Darth Vader.
I would too.
Darth Vader.
I always pick on Lauren because when like she gets into characters and she has her favorites and stuff, I say, "Well, do you think they could take Darth Vader?" And she's like, "Ugh." She gets all mad at me and stuff, and I'm like, "No, he can't." I would say, like, can this guy convey? What about Vader versus however? Well, you know, she because you know, she's right. I'm biased but listen, the Dark Lord of the Sith. You okay? Number one, if he was, I heard that she did the she had her O face on.
I'm sorry, I just got distracted by Patrick Swayze's chest. I'm sorry.
Oh boy, no, that's fine. That's very understandable. That's very. I saw a lot.
Dirty Dancing's on, and you got that top button undone. I got a little distracted. I'm sorry.
Listen, Tim, I feel your pain because I saw a lion dressed up in all new clothes today, and I kind of had to. I started breathing heavy, so I feel your pain. Where the hell is he?
I watched that show.
He's on the X on the. He's a celebrity now, man.
But he's not on the show. I haven't seen him yet. Have you watched?
He's not on it yet.
I have not seen it. Unless he was on last night. I have not seen him on that show.
I tried watching one episode.
Dude, he was not in the first two. If he was on,
I think he's on like episode 3 or 4 or something, or 2 or 3.
Maybe because he wasn't.
I think he's in 3. I think he was, or he's coming up because, dude, he's making like a big splash entrance. I guess he's like a sleeper. I mean, let's face it, this guy he outdoes any of those guys.
Yeah, because apparently people show up on that show anyway, and they're lying and they come out of the water.
No, back to Darth Vader.
Eric just went out. Where'd you go, Eric? Don't leave me alone, Eric. Don't leave me alone. It's not my show. It's your show. We're having technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, Eric will be back soon. Up. Where'd you go, Eric?
I'm back.
We lost you there for a second.
You did. My internet went out. But I fuck with Lauren all the time. Like we'll be watching Game of Thrones and all these great swordsmen and stuff, and I go, how would they fare against the Dark Lord of the Sith? Or I ask her about like Klingons or like whoever else, this and that, and I'm like, there's no way they could take Darth Vader. I always the tie always goes to Darth Vader. She's like, well, you can't do that. You can't say this. You can't say that.
We could just do a tie and be like Darth Vader or Dr. Manhattan.
Oh my god! And here she goes again. She always fucking brings up Dr. Manhattan, dude. Like that's the lamest go-to ever, though. No, Superman is not the lamest go-to ever. Whatever. Dr. Manhattan's a fucking herb.
Dr. Manhattan is all about the big blue penis. And Eric's gone again? Come on.
Tim, are you there?
You're freezing again. There you are. You're back.
Yeah. He is about the big blue. Yeah.
Right? The big blue penis. That's all that dude's about.
I am. Something's wrong. Something's going on with my internet, man. It's this.
He's out again. He's rolling. We're getting the circle. Teresa, don't be pissed. He's only teasing you. He's only teasing you about not knowing about the mob. You're Italian. Of course you know about the mob. You're probably related to 10 of them. We're only messing with you.
Yeah, we're just fooling with you, Frank. Am I back, Tim?
Gabagool. Yes.
Gabagool. Yes, I'm back. Yeah, Frank, we're just getting under your skin. Hey, we're being knuckleheads over here. But
at least 5 of them.
Yeah, you might. Hey, how do you know I'm not in the mob, Frank? Look at me. Do you ever get more Italian than this? Yeah, give me a break, huh? Over here, over there.
Forget about
it, huh? Goodfellas, better movie. Godfather trilogy or Goodfellas?
The trilogy?
Just the whole thing. The Godfather or Goodfellas?
Godfather.
I like Goodfellas.
I'll always go Godfather.
I know you're a big Godfather, Mark, man. I knew that. And 50 years in the restaurant
ever made.
Oh, Terzio. Hey, put that one up. That last one.
Yeah, 50 years.
50 years in the restaurant business. I know a lot of shit that would Frank, I'm not saying you don't. I bet that would be very interesting to talk to you about. But I'm just fucking busting your balls because that's what I do over here.
Eric, mind if can I tell I told you this mob story. Frank, you want to hear a cool mob story?
Let's hear
Back in the day, my mother used to work at my aunt's store. And right down the block was the Bergen Fish and Hunt Club, John Gotti's club. Literally a block away. So they had a little sandwich store there. My mother used to work there. And sometimes Peter Gotti would come in.
One-eyed Pete.
He'd come in for a sandwich with 2 guys. And this was a really tiny store. It wasn't built for people to sit down. But Peter Gotti sat down. Whenever he wanted to sit, he sat. Interesting. But here's the funny story. The funny story was a bunch of guys were doing construction in the neighborhood. They were of a darker persuasion, let's say. And they came into the store. And not even 5 minutes after they were in the store, you get 5, 6, 7 very burly Italian men in suits standing outside that store, making sure these guys were on the up and up. So that's a pretty cool story.
That is a cool story. I've encountered on the walks that I take at your old place, around the corner where you used to live. There's these old Italian guys that used to wear suits in the morning and drink espresso right there.
They're Zips.
They're the Zips. But I think they're connected, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, they were nice to me. I mean, you know me. I'd be like, "Hey, how you doing?" They'd be like, "Hey, like leave me the fuck alone."
I think all Italian people are 6 degrees separation away from a mobster.
They really are. Like the Kevin Bacon debit card thing. Yeah, I get it. That's true.
6 degrees of separation from the gabagool.
From the gabagool. Over here, Stugatz, huh? I watched too much of The Sopranos. Is such a great show. But Tim,
listen, you watch The Sopranos too long, you start talking like them. I'm not even joking.
No, I've done that. Like I watched a marathon once of The Sopranos, and I went to work the next day, and I'm going like, Put that over here. What do you think? I'm walking over there for that? Yeah, I was doing it all day. All day. It was so fucking great. It was so fucking great. But Tim, I am having connectivity issues, so I think before I keep dropping out all the time, I think we are going to end the A to Z program for tonight. But we've had a tremendous show. We went down memory lane. We learned a little bit about pop culture, past, present, and future. We talked about Gilbert Gottfried, and of course, our favorite topic, the mob. We're probably gonna have to do a mafia show one of these days, dude.
Definitely.
We are gonna have to do a mafia show.
Let me know because I'll go. We'll take some pictures of where Sonny Black's club was. I'll take you to where
Sonny Black. Ooh.
We'll go down to Sparks where the famous mob hits happened.
Oh, where Paul Castellano got hit?
Yep, we'll go there.
Dude, you know what we're gonna do? When I get my new camera, because I'm gonna get one of them fancy dance YouTube upload camera things that do good videos. I'm gonna come to the city, and you and I are gonna do a show, and I'll edit it up, and everything will be good on the mob. But we're gonna go all the mob places. We're gonna do Eric and Tim visit the mafia. We're gonna do that. But listen, tonight's show was great. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Thank you, Frank Terzio, and thank you everybody else who tuned into it. Apologize for the connectivity issues, but we're already at the hour mark, so we might as well just end it on a high note. I'm not high yet, but I might be. Next week on the A to Z program, Tim and I are going to have the special guest we were going to have tonight. His name is Devin, and he is hosting a new show on Pop Culture Pros, and you don't want to miss it because you're going to meet him, you're going to get to know him, you're going to love him, you're going to follow him, and you're going to do everything you do for us, for him. And if you don't, I might know a guy or two that might want to take care of you all over here. Frank Terzio is his name. But Tim, what else is going on next week? What's on deck for Pop Culture Pros?
Well, on deck tomorrow, I believe, is Empire 161, our Yankee show returning with Ed and Lisa. Okay. Sunday, we don't do anything because it is a holy day. Well, today's a holy day, too, but
it is a holy day.
Sunday is Easter. No one's going Easter.
Ed and Hilda, right?
Yes, Hilda. Monday, 007 Deep Dive with Jason, Ed, and what was her name again?
Ginger, right?
Ginny. Yes, that's Monday. I don't know. I forget what movie he's up to, but he's going through those movies quickly.
He is too. Yeah, I regret missing the Live and Let Die, but I had the COVID and I just wasn't doing well that night. I couldn't do it.
I don't blame you. Tuesday, Just Too Sweet, us. Tune in if you like us. That's another show we do. Wednesday, we got, I believe, the Boston, and we're going with Put It in the Books. That is our New York Met show. Mm-hmm. And also that night will be Granny's Peach Tea.
Yep.
With Ed and Jason. Thursday, we got Skyline of View with Ashley. And then Friday, we're back again.
We're back again.
The week all over again. Like you said, we got Devin coming with a show. I heard we got some other guys coming with new shows. So follow us.
Pop Culture Pros. This network.
Pop Culture. Up Eric's head.
You see this right? You see this over here? Pop Culture Pros.
Follow it.
Follow it on any medium, any social media you have. Whether it's Instagram, whether it's the Facebook, whether it's the YouTube, whether it's the Twitter, whether it's the Pinterest, whether it's your sister's ass, follow it.
Whether it's the gabagool.
If it's a gabagool, do it. Yeah. So technically, the week ends and begins with us. So if you're seeing our show right here, the A to Z program, this is the end, but it is also the beginning. Because like I said, tomorrow you got Empire 161 with Ed and Hilda, and they're going to talk about the Yankees and other shit related to pinstripe people. So that's fun. Join in Ed and Hilda. They'll appreciate you doing that, and I'll give them a big plug right now. But anyway, next week, like Tim just said, boom, great show, new host, new program. We'll be on the A to Z program, and we might have a few snippets coming up for you. We got some changes coming to the A to Z program. We're going to be doing some different shit. So it's going to be a lot of fun. This summer is going to bring a lot of cool shit to us, and it's going to be great. And Just Too Sweet, we're going to have another great show about wrestling. We always do. We always deliver. We do. And I'll put you in a Billy Jack Haynes full Nelson if you don't agree with me. I don't care. But I'm Eric Zant for Tim Tabala. We thank you for watching the A to Z program. Ladies and gentlemen, good night and good luck.
Take the cannolis.
Leave the gun. Or leave the
gun. Take the cannolis.
Leave the gun. Take the cannolis.